What up?
What is going on, everybody? We are hanging out today. We are just hanging solo today with me and James.
So dope.
So every once in a while, we'll have a couple of these moments where we're able to just kind of reflect. And this is episode 7, believe it or not. And we've probably had a few more episodes if you go into the Beards and Desserts era. But we thought maybe it's time to kind of introduce what we're doing and why we're doing it so that people can kind of understand, and maybe we can hang out and have some fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, what's going on, James?
What is up? No, not much. Busy day. Work, car problems, and stuff like pretty much every day of life. I guess you could say that if it's not one thing, it's another. And
right.
Girlfriend's got stuff going on, but she's doing a little better with what she's got going on. So that's always moving forward. It's always good, moving forward with that. So no drawbacks. So that's what we want. So
right. Yeah. So that's a big thing. Yeah. So we're literally talking to 0 people right now. So
hey, there's actually going to be a lot of different streams tonight too as well. I'm not sure. I think Beer Times with Scott's got something going on at 8:30 with
there's Joshua Ricks. What's going on, buddy?
Beer Times with Scott got something going on with Pete over at Damn Yankee at 8:30.
Oh, okay.
It might be a lot of traffic
trickling in, trickling out, trickling in.
Yeah, kind of here and there. So
no worries with that. I'm like, I look at the numbers. I'm like, totally 0 people watching right now. It reminds me of when my old days, the old days. And this is the one thing that we're finding is that we're having to for me, it's rebuilding the channel again. It's getting back into what we used to do.
What's up, Ron? Hope you're doing good, brother.
Hey, what's going on, man? So yeah, I mean, it's just. Oh, we got Ron in here. Maybe the stats are off. That's what I'm going to say. The stats are off.
Yeah.
But it's like going back because I'm having to. I have that Instagram site that we built, and then we have the podcast that we've been adding. So we have everything set up for the base. It's just basically rebuilding. It's like starting all over on new without beard stuff being the there for a while. I think my Instagram has almost 3,500 people on it now.
Yeah, nice.
And so it's cool. And then now Tasty Licks has 150. Vast difference. But this time we're doing a little bit more fun, and it'll be growing. I know over time it'll be taken on.
Oh, it was slow off first, and then
I'm having a blast, man. I don't know about you, but this has been a whirlwind of just amazing stuff going on. I mean, when I talked to Nicole, we have amazing guests coming on the next month. And so it's just going to be, we even have Jimmy from Ruddy Man coming on. Yeah, very cool stuff.
He's got his stuff going on too. 9:00. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. He has the Ruddy reveal or something, right? 9.
What up, Jerry? What up, G. Lou?
Hey, what's going on, Gary? But yeah, it's gonna be a blast. I think that we're gonna have a blast. But also when we have downtime, which is probably one of the few times we're gonna have downtime, maybe we can talk about what music we're listening to. So, what has been your biggest music that you've been listening to recently? That maybe some new music that's kind of you've gotten into. Maybe we can tell the fans and guests.
Lately, I've been kind of digging into the a band called Parkway Drive. I think they're more like a screamo type. They're metal. I mean, they're not. I think they're more like a hard rock kind of. I don't know where you put that. But what caught me was actually an Instagram story with the guy pretty much going upside down playing drums.
I had
to look up the song. So the song is called "Crushed" by Parkway Drive. So if you get a chance to listen to that, anybody that listens right to this, whatever. So hey, check that out. What up, Dan?
Yeah. What's going on, buddy?
How's it going, brother? But yeah, that's what I listen to. Otherwise, I'll kind of just I'll go on YouTube and go, hey, play random stuff. And so, I mean, they'll throw out like Static X or,
exactly what I was thinking.
Monomarth and stuff like that.
Yeah, Ron exactly pointed out Tommy Lee. Remember, Tommy Lee was he had that roller coaster going on. He's had so many things going on in his tour that he did the upside down drum thing, and that was always cool. I enjoyed watching that, and then him trying to plot it was always amazing. Did you ever watch? So there was a snippet, and I don't know what happened to Tommy Lee for a second, but he went in. There was like a real life with Tommy Lee, and he's like playing drums with like a college. Really? And then it was like one of those reality shows that where like Tommy Lee decides to play. And I didn't think there was another episode after that. It was like the one and done. Like the episode was there, and then Tommy Lee. I didn't ever watch another episode, or there wasn't another episode.
Too, though. There's another group too. It's actually a bunch of kids that kind of redo songs, and so they're actually a music foundation. So O'Keefe Music Foundation, and what they do is they'll do like classical stuff, but they'll do like. And it's what it is. It's just like a bunch of different kids that play songs. Like one might be able to sing it, and they get like a whole band in the back, a bunch of guys or whoever can play drums or bass or guitar. So O'Keefe Music Foundation, they did one that was I think they did a Rob Zombie one. They've done multiple Slipknots. They've done Pantera.
Do they do also classical pieces where you see? Have you seen that? Maybe it's not the same group. So
they might. They've done a couple classical stuff too.
Yeah.
Where they kind of calm it down. They'll have one week that like maybe they'll have a girl playing piano or somebody playing piano or something like that. But yeah, they do like an eclectic, a wide variety version of stuff. I think they have done. Oh man, a Zakk Wylde song maybe. I'm not sure. But I mean, cool. They do a whole array of stuff. So yeah, check out his O'Keefe Music Foundation.
O'Keefe. So we have Parkway, and then we have O'Keefe Music Foundation.
Music Foundation, yeah, it's really good. Cool. They take donations and stuff like that too to kind of help the kids or whatever.
Right on. And we have a Facebook user. It just comes over as Facebook user. Ooh.
Oh, on Facebook too.
I'm trying, man. We're gonna get this lifted off. Yes, we're on Facebook. We're going to be streaming into your house in any way that we can. We're gonna be twitching it sometime. I don't know. We're gonna do. I talked to my sister. We're gonna be doing that Station Head, which was Gary's idea. Totally going to be fun. She suggested us doing, maybe if you're available, maybe we do it Wednesday, but I'll definitely be doing it either Wednesday nights or Sunday nights. And what my plan is that the music guest coming up, we play his music, and then maybe genre around that music. Okay. Like Brandon, when Brandon came on, we could play some of his older heavy metal stuff.
Okay.
And then we also play his current albums that are coming out. And maybe if they have a single out, that we could play that. So.
Gotcha. Oh, that sounds fun.
Hey, Dan, what's going on, buddy?
Yo, Dan. What about you? What have you been getting into lately as well?
Oh, man, I just am listening. Because of Instagram, and because I'm owning the Tasty Licks piece of our Instagram, I'm just adding musician after musician. So I just have a bunch of people a lot of guitarists that I'm just following and seeing what they're doing. I also picked up the guitar again, now picking up some new equipment, trying to fix up my old guitar, my old Ibanez. That's been fun. But the new stuff that I've been listening to, some of it's old stuff again. So like I saw what, Anthrax's guitarist is now doing. So I thought that was kind of cool. Following up with some of the bands that I grew up with, and seeing what they're doing. But there's a lot of phenoms that are on Instagram, and that's kind of there's this girl named Sophie, and she's from like England, and she just plays all, and they're all playing mostly covers. Right. That Kiki, she plays a bunch of covers as well. Or what she'll do is she'll get on and she'll play a current pop song, but she'll throw some thrashing like solos stuff to it. Like, and after I realized all you have to really do now, not to take away from what she's doing, because it's amazing, but you just have to find the key that she's playing, and then you can solo in that key. So whatever the pop songs, whatever they're using for their key, you go in, like if it's key of A major.
Dansky mentioned Lions at the Gate, and Lions at the Gate I just started following him is Diego, who was an ex band member from El Nino, and El Nino. Well, it's like three members of El Nino that formed a band called Lions at the Gate. They just formed, and they owned. Was it the Fellowship brand or the company that Dan just did like a couple of like last week, or if you can correct me, I think it's called Fellowship brand, beard company, and one of the members is actually one of the co-owners of that company.
Is that
But it's
cool?
called Lions at the Gate. So definitely check them out. They got some new stuff coming out.
Is it what kind of genre? Is it metal? Is it
Metal? Yeah.
metal? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they were an old like late mid 90s metal band called El Nino.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Was that when like late 90s new metal, right? So the classification of new metal was where Kitty and a lot of like Mammoth and some of those
something
other
like that,
bands.
yeah. Like the Cold Chamber and stuff like that when they came about.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah,
I've been jamming to a lot of my older stuff and then also trying to figure out their gears, like what gear they're using so I can duplicate some of it. So yesterday, as I showed on Instagram, I bought up the Muff Pie Wicker, which is so the Muff Pie is used by the Smashing Pumpkins group. Okay. And the reason why they did it was because it had more of that. It's a fuzz box, but also had that distortion to it. So it just sounds really loud, more aggressive. It has a sustain that will last forever. It's awesome. Okay. I played a little bit of it yesterday, threw a little bit of it on. I was messing around yesterday, threw it on Instagram. I've had just a blast playing with it. So now I'm going to start buying pedals. And so instead of buying beard oils, it's going to turn into pedals and guitars, which honestly, then I'll be like wishing that I would have gone back in time. Right.
Right.
I'd been like, hey, at least the beard oils were affordable. I walked into this and I was like, yeah, a used pedal is like still $70-$80.
Yeah.
So it's still good times though.
There's actually a time where I'll still kind of do it too. I'll look up like drum covers, or mostly drum covers, because I like the rhythm of everything. You know what I'm saying? Because it's everywhere. There was a girl that I watched on YouTube a lot. It's her name is Maytal, like a metal, but Maytal. Okay. Meytal Cohen. Cohen, and she does like a whole slew of, like, she's been around for quite a while. She got like 1.5 million followers on YouTube.
Oh, and
cool. She crushes it on drums.
I love that stuff. So I guess it's El Nino was formed in Union City, which is so just to toot Andy's little horn. Where was Andy this weekend? He was in New Jersey hanging out with the fellas. Boys. Yeah, I know. It was really fun. That
was really cool. Yeah.
It was totally cool. We're gonna have to definitely do that. Now that my daughter is gonna be living in Orlando, I now have a reason to go to Florida. So another reason to go to Florida. So me and James will have to do a rock and hangout, and that'd be really fun. Right. Then I'll go eat his food, and then go. Yeah, there's nothing I can.
So jealous. Yeah, Jersey. Ryan's from Jersey too.
He is from Jersey, right? Yeah. Because I think now he's living in Florida, right?
Yeah, he's about hour, maybe hour 20 minutes from me. North. He's near like Tampa area, like Newport Richie, I think.
Oh, that's so cool, man. That is so cool. I love Florida. My grandparents live there, and I miss being able to do that every other year or something. That's basically how often I visit. It's like every other year. But now I think I haven't been to Florida in probably 10-15 years since they passed on.
Last week when we had Brandon on, and everything was going good until I had the power outage, and literally I was so crushed. I was like,
no doubt, guys.
It just went black. Like it was done. And Nicole had messaged me, and she's like, "Hey, I didn't see like you said anything like you were going or leaving or whatever." And I'm like, "Well,
I was like,
power outage." Straight up
for like a second. Yeah, for like a second, I'm like,
yeah, it was.
What the heck happened? I was
boom.
Like, Yeah, I was like, did I piss him off? That's the end? I'm out of here.
It's just, it was done.
F,
It was pitch
F
like
that Leon.
street lights were out, everything. 4,000 people were affected. I'm
That's
like,
crazy,
oh,
man.
God, for like a good half hour. I'm like, figures, like the last 5-10 minutes. Like, of course, it has to cut out.
Yeah,
she was talking to me about because she was asking me where I was from. I said Florida, and I told her whereabouts, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, we go down to like Sarasota. We have family in Sarasota." And
we do. We still have family in Sarasota, Bradenton area, which is kind of funny because I sat and said, Bradenton, that's like the airport that we fly into when we go to. It's like Sarasota, Bradenton Airport.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's totally cool.
Yeah, we're not far from that. We're not far from the airport. It's probably a good 15,
cool.
15
thanks,
minutes.
Man. Michael's.
Oh yeah, yeah, I saw that too. What's up, Michael? 49.
I have had so much fun just getting back into it, and this time I'm taking a little bit more serious. So I'm getting into the music theory part of it.
Yeah.
It used to be that back in the day when, and I think I'm inspired by our guests, like creating music, and to be able to create music, you have to understand the music theory. Sure. So that's the one thing that I could play covers all day long, and I still know quite a bit of covers. But being able to create your own music, or hearing music and then going on and soloing with it, or creating a rhythm or a riff to go along with it, right. That's where I've kind of transitioned. I think that's when you go from like maybe a armchair guitarist to something like more of a musician that's actually going to take it more serious. And I may, it may not go anywhere. I don't know, but I'm having a great time picking up the guitar and, jamming again. I have a really nice Marshall. I have a Strat. I have my old Ibanez that I've been playing. So it's just been a blast picking up, getting that guitar going again. And my mom is like by far a virtuoso guitarist. I mean, she's just an amazing guitarist. So I've been talking to her more about the music theory piece, and she's been getting me kind of set up with like what to know, where to go look at information so I can go start getting hooked up with actually learning the actual music side of it and not just playing covers. And it's been fun. It's been a blast.
That's what I want to say. I want to learn how to play guitar. I'm a lefty, but I'm not sure. It's all about the comfort of how the guitar sits, whatever, how I can play it, whatever. I'm trying to. That's the whole thing of trying to learn. Really, is what fits me. So really, I want to learn guitar. So it's like I want to have.
Well, I know this guy. So I know this guy that plays guitar. Let's talk, man. We'll talk. We'll get you hooked up with a good basic. My go-tos have been like. So for a beginning guitar, if you're looking for an electric, I have absolutely loved my Ibanez. They make a intermediate guitar that I have. It's a Roadstar, and it absolutely has the best feel of a guitar that's the biggest thing. So when we go back and I think we talked about this with other people, learning guitar is hard at times.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But the biggest hindrance is buying cheap equipment. And it's just like,
cheap, it's you get what you pay for, and it's like it can be a turn because you can't learn it. You're like, oh my god!
You don't even know if you want to do it. You don't even know if you want to do it. But the good thing is that if you buy a guitar, you're gonna be able to. If you really don't like it, you can sell it on eBay.
Yeah.
If you really don't like it, and you get some of your money back.
Right, true.
If you buy a decent guitar, if you buy a cheapie, like there used to be a brand called Horner that you used to find in every single pawn shop known to man. It was a cheap guitar, and a lot of them they look like a Fender. They look like a different, maybe a Schecter. I don't, it looks like all sorts of different guitars.
Right.
But they were horrible. They were horrible guitars.
They just pickups are nasty, and
you wouldn't play the action on it. So a lot of it has to do with the action. So when you're playing, you can strum, but then when you're putting your fingers down, if you have to push really hard, and that was what I got a cheap acoustic once because I just didn't. We were at a yard sale. Don't buy a yard sale guitar. Just don't even do it. we got this. I was like, oh, excited because, she was at least thinking of me. So I thought, oh, that's cool. I'll pick up the guitar. Thank you. It was like $20, $30.
Right.
It was the biggest piece of junk ever. It was worthless. It wasn't worth playing. It was
Right.
so hard to press down. The action on it was so far. And what happened is that it was so far. The strings were so far off the neck of the guitar that you had to press down really hard because the bridge was all screwed up on it.
Wow.
So it just wasn't a good. It wasn't a good guitar, and unfortunately, I actually think I threw it away. I didn't want anybody else to have to play it either.
Right.
I was this is a horrible guitar. I should have had a Jimi Hendrix moment, just like smash it against a wall or something.
Nick said, "Hey, yard sales are awesome." I mean, you can find some good stuff at yard sales.
Just don't buy instruments. Don't buy instruments unless you know what you're doing. You're doing. So I am not bashing yard sales. That's for sure.
No.
To be honest with you, that is where. Now, this is back in the day. We don't find the deals as we used to, but we still do it. Christie's antique business really thrived on finding good deals. The shabby chic business, we would take tables and then repaint them or something, and then go sell them at an antique booth or a shabby chic place. So we found all that yard sale. I have nothing wrong with yard sale. I love doing it. Now the yard sales, everybody thinks that they have more. They think they have something worth $1 million. So. But
unless you
yard
know
sale,
what to find,
that's the piece where I was going with.
See what you're looking for. Like hell, they can have a box of Pokemon cards. You know what I'm saying? And like you can be like, oh, I don't want these. Like, oh, I'm not into Pokemon. But like you could find hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars probably in a Pokemon box. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they just think off as like, oh, it's just cards, whatever. Or so on, or like little whatever doll pop figure dolls, you know what I'm saying, the pop vinyls, stuff like that. So,
well, the other thing is you can find clothes there with new tags on them. That's the funniest thing. That's what I love. It is treasures. I found some crazy stuff there. I mean, when I was really doing a lot of my wife would pick up like meditation stuff, like a Buddha, and they were pretty cool looking. I mean, they were definitely cool. But. I'm looking at your day. You know what? Isn't that totally cool about Ron? That's the truth about Ron.
Oh yeah.
I will give him some props to that. That's exactly our feelings. Yeah, Ron, you are excellent dude. Just an absolute excellent person in this community. There's, and with it, this last few months, and a lot of the reasons why I started backing into the music was because I got tired of the drama, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
However, Ron has always been that one staple person. There's more than one, but Ron's definitely been that guy. He's just a nice guy and always following and always, really investing his time and supporting. And I appreciate people like that, especially you, Ron. I just totally appreciate. My logos are because of Ron. I don't know if you guys know that, but Ron, I said, hey, Ron, he's really good with the logo making. Absolutely amazing. Both of the logos that I have. For the Rockin' Bearded Practitioner, and then also the precursor. I think I had some just Bearded Practitioner stuff. That was done by Ron.
No, we did. It's the last meetup we did. We couldn't do. We couldn't grab him because he was a little bit further away. When me hook him and oh man, I'm having a blank. Bay Area Beer Co. I forgot.
Oh right. That dude's a good dude.
Oh my god. So when we all planned that meetup, Everett and all that stuff like that. Oh, Matt from Bear Guy. Matt. We all had a meetup. We were all supposed to meet him as well, but he didn't have a car. He'd never ride. I think he was like an hour away from where we were. So the next time we'll have to pick him up and get him out there to the next meetup. What up, Nick Z?
I think that's a cool thought.
Paint share is pain divided every time. Stand taller because you can make a difference. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, man. Totally agree with that. What's up, Nicholas?
I forgot who shared. I think it was Dave Motivation. He shared something with the guy, like the I guess it was like about life or about people. Like, oh, I have this lighter. I kept this lighter inside. Oh, this lighter was outside. This lighter doesn't work. but with the help of this lighter that was in here, and he lit the flame, he goes, now you have two things that go to that work, and by the help of somebody else that can kind of pick this one up to work again. So it's like it's like that life,
Absolutely right.
So
Absolutely
it
right.
just takes that one person to kind of make that difference. Or
I
kind of
think that's the kind of people that we are, James. I mean, I think that's the reason why we're still doing this and not dumping.
right.
That's exactly what we think. Yeah, that is awesome. So I will tell you that that's the amazing thing that we've been picking up from just the music stuff is how much creativity that goes into this.
Oh yeah.
Music is, that it's the thing that I think is the single thing that breaks down walls, because music influences so many people in different ways.
Oh yeah.
It's the great undivider. You have people that you don't have to like all genres, but music you can get behind. You can tell that even when we discuss music with each one of these people, they have the same thing in common: this passion, this light for creating something into this world that is unique and something that is something theirs. Still unique for them, but it's also something that can inspire others, especially like through the lyrics. Brandon's lyrics last week were the same. I felt that was really a strong message of positivity and making sure that you're in the current moment, which is something that's so important. But yeah, I've really enjoyed that.
I guess that Andy is in Indiana and James in Washington State. No, if I was in Washington, I would have already. I'm not in Washington. That's the other metal guy. He's in Washington State. I'm in Florida.
And I am in Arizona. I am in Arizona, the land of the heat. Yeah.
Originally from California, because Michael Zarate is a 49er fan. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Next, you like Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac is really good.
Do you know what? Fleetwood Mac is amazing. The guitarist for him he has like one of those triple guitars that he can bring on stage, and you're just like, holy heck. Have you ever seen those? So they tune them differently.
I've seen the double one, the double neck ones. But then
he had a triple one I watched.
Really?
Like back in the day, he had like a triple one. And I'm just like, holy moly. The thing must have weighed, especially if it was like a Les Paul or something. I don't think it was a Les. But Les Pauls are heavy. Just one of them is heavy. It's a solid body guitar. And they're extremely heavy. Like that Strats are extremely light. My Ibanez is extremely light, but I can't even imagine hauling that thing on stage.
Oh no. Okay.
Not a 49ers. That's what I say. We have this battle. Yeah, we have this battle. Here's what I have to say. The gnome. The Cardinals gnome shows up. They're gonna win. They're gonna win again.
Fleetwood. He's seen Fleetwood Mac live. That's awesome.
Oh, that is cool. That is cool.
I've seen the Stevie Nicks live, like a live, not in person live, but like I saw like a live performance on like TV, and it's amazing.
Oh yeah, how nice. I had a friend that they went down to Fleetwood Mac in Tucson in the, what was it, 89, 90. That shows my age a little bit because I was in high school then. But yeah, they went down to Tucson to go watch a tour of theirs, and it was just phenomenal. I was like, how are you even a Fleetwood Mac fan? It was like this guy that was like, I was like, how are you even a Fleetwood Mac? Oh, your parents bought you tickets. Okay, I got it. We're all going with my parents. I'm like, okay, I got it now. I got it.
I'll share something that one of my first big shows. I went to like a lot of little shows before I went to a big show. Locally, like a St. Pete and stuff. I used to go to like industrial bands type stuff, like Static X. But like it was another band called Crossbreed, which they were actually really good. They would come out in like these, like glow in the dark, or not like neon, kind of like strobe things, like tubes all over them, and like the whole show was just they try to do like some pyrotechnic type stuff with like the saw on their on their like the metal plate on their chest, and the saw, and they just had like the sparks flying everywhere. But so those are the kind of shows I went to before Went to the first big show I went to. One of my friends that I worked with for quite a while, and in the restaurant business, he taught me like my temperatures and stuff like that through steaks and stuff. And he's like, hey, he was a big Metallica fan, and he's like, hey, I have an extra ticket for Metallica. And he was one guy was supposed to go, and he backed out. I think he got arrested. Like the other guy got arrested, and he's like, he's gonna back. He's not gonna go. You want to go? So I got a free ticket to go see Metallica. It was Metallica that was headlining, and then it was like Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit. It was all like the new metal stuff. Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, Deftones, and Mudvayne. They all played, and I remember it was
moly.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was so good.
That's the one. That must have been an awesome concert. All of those bands are like A-listers now. Yeah.
It was Mudvayne that started. They were just coming up, and then it was just down the line from there. But my friend's uncle, he was deaf, and it was cool that he gone because he obviously viewed music in a different way because he couldn't hear. He felt the vibrations of it, and it was really kind of cool to kind of see that, you know what I'm saying, even at that time, because I mean, obviously you're like, oh my god, you can't listen to it, but then it's like you kind of see him still enjoying it through vibrations, and kind of you can probably hear a little bit, but because we were literally almost by the speakers, so I mean, I'm sure you hear a little bit of it, but yeah,
I know you can feel it. That's the one thing that I remember. You can feel the amps and the bass and everything, and that was what's live music is about, is especially at those cathedral type of amphitheaters where it's just this huge amphitheater, and you just if you're close enough you can hear it, or even if some of the smaller ones, like you can get, like I had a friend that saw Pantera at Mesa Mesa. Yeah. Like small amphitheater in Mesa, which isn't very big. I mean, it's probably seats 1,000, 2,000, and Pantera was playing there. But it was like after Pantera it was like one of the older, like later tours.
Yeah.
So
Donald has seen a powerhouse of groups: Eric Clapton, Queen, amazing.
What?
Bryan
That's
Adams,
awesome.
U2, Depeche Mode, Ozfest, Iron Maiden, etc.
That is freaking incredible. So this is what we want to hear, Donald. Who was your favorite? I can't imagine Queen. But, Queen back in the day when, he was still amazing. I remember my sister's first 45 was We Will Rock You. And then on the other side, it had that, I don't remember what the other song was. But it was that We Will Rock You song.
Especially when he did Live Aid. Live Aid was amazing.
Yeah. He's I didn't, and I'd never watched have you watched that? I bet you have, but the one about his life, the movie about his life, I have not watched it.
I recently just saw it last month.
Oh, that's cool. Did you like it? You liked it?
Really good. Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
It makes you learn a little bit more about him, even though obviously you can't tell a whole person's story in an hour and a half or 2 hours or whatever, however long the movie is. But still, I mean, you can tell he went through a lot of stuff. And even by watching it, he almost never played a Live Aid.
Oh, see, this is right here. This is. Have you heard of Coachella?
Oh yeah, and Stagecoach coming back.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And you live in Spawn. Oh, nice. My sister lived there. I lived down the road in Phoenix. My ex-boss went to every Coachella for since it started. I mean, it's completely a different place, and Stagecoach is the country version of it.
Queensryche, Rush, Boston Kiss. Oh my God!
Look, it sounds.
Winging 82, Drowning Pool in a small club called Oz in 2000. Non-Point Kitty were also there. All three were barely known. Wow.
No, that's cool, man.
I've always wanted to go to Ozfest and never even got a chance to go to an Ozfest. I didn't even start going to a lot of concerts until later.
That's the thing. So that's exactly the story. So I didn't go until I was older. I saw most of my bands were exactly like bar bands, playing covers and other stuff. And then I started going to concerts country concerts with, relationships, people that were into it with it because they were into country. So I can't remember what my first official concert would. I think it was like other than like something my parents drugged me to when I was younger. I go to some cool concerts, but I did see the retour when Van Halen came out with David Lee Roth.
Okay.
That's the most recent rock band that I've seen in tour, and people absolutely hated it. It had Kool and the Gang kicking off it.
Oh wow.
It was a bizarre. I mean, they're still an amazing, like Kool and the Gang, amazing musicians, still amazing musicians. Van Halen, I have had friends that left. Now, I was caught up in the nostalgia. I loved David Lee Roth with Van Halen, and I knew all of the MTV stuff that was going back and forth with Sammy Hagar and David Lee Roth after they broke up. So to see them come back together again, hell freezes over.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was crazy. But it was I thought it was a good okay, let me just put it this way. Was it his best singing effort? No, I think that, he's older now. So this is Andy's bit of news. I was watching a video with Vince Neil trying to hit it up for his summer tour with Crew, and he has a long way to go. He doesn't sound good at all after the pandemic. His vocal cords were shot. It was really bad. It was like, I don't know if they're going to be going on a tour very long.
You know the song "Dude Looks Like a Lady" by Aerosmith?
Is Aerosmith, right?
It's written about Vince Neil.
Is it really?
I just saw that.
I had no idea about that.
I just learned that like maybe a few months ago that it was. I think they did an interview with Steven Tyler, and it was pretty much, I guess, when at that time when they always kind of be in clubs or whatever at the bar or something like that, they would always, like the Motley Crue always back then always be like, dude, do this or do that, dude, hey dude, what's up, dude, or whatever. So they would always say that, and I think Vince Neil knows about it. I think Vince Neil wrote it in his autobiography. But it came out, that he wrote the song about Vince Neil because at the time, because they were all about the glam kind of thing. So he wrote like Vince Neil.
That's hilarious. I'm such a big Crew fan, so I remember. So I became a Crew. What? Say that again. Are we talking that the country concerts? Uh-oh. Momentarily. What the heck? I cannot hear anybody anymore. Let me jump off really quick and see if it's me. Hello. I don't know what happened. Let me go remove myself again. Well, I'm back, and I don't hear anybody else. Yeah, we're not actually done with the show yet. There was we left. We had 20 minutes left. I think I left for a second. The phone Oh, okay. Okay. Got Healthy Bearded up in here. Can you guys hear me okay? Maybe you took the sound away because we were laughing at Vince Neil. You guys can hear me. Okay. Well, we'll get James back here. Oh, good. You saved me from having to go play guitar. Are you back? I don't think James is back. Thank you. Yeah, okay, thanks. Well, here's the part in the program where we look at James and figure out what went wrong with his audio this time. So last time it was he just disappeared out of the whole entire stream. Now it's the audio. Oh, there it is. Oh, you can hear him. You kind of hear him. We hear some fuzz. We're hearing fuzz. And then the last Motley Crue where Vince walked off stage in the middle of the song. Yeah, and then the band had to like continue. Right. Yep. Here it is. I don't think that we can. James is having technical difficulties. We can hear his fuzz, but he can't hear him. He looks good though, doesn't he? He has a big beard, so that's what we'll do. All right, so what we'll do is, check your audio settings. So while we're waiting, we'll have a musical interlude where you guys are going to have to hear my new muff pie, because that's what we're going to do. Let me know if you guys can hear this. Okay, let's see if we got him back. Do we got him back?
Why is this not working?
Hey, it's working! Yay! So they can.
I still can't hear you. I have no idea.
You can't hear me, but I can hear you now. Now it's the reverse problem. Nope.
Why is this not working?
We can hear him.
I have no idea why this isn't working. Oh, good Lord. I have no idea. I'm back, but I can't hear anything. I have no idea.
But we can hear him. We can hear you, but he can't hear us. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me now? I'm hoping.
Here's the hell?
Well, it was fun while it lasted in the stream.
I have no idea what's going on. I guess I'll try and restart.
Yeah, darn those phones. Okay, so let's.
I can't hear anything. If y'all can hear me, I just can't hear you.
Thanks, Michael. I appreciate it, man. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. As we're trying to deal with our technical difficulties, I think we've had our musical interlude. It's my new Raspberry Pi. I think so cool. Yeah, thanks for coming on in, man. I totally appreciate it. Yeah, Michael. Next week we'll have a band on or a musical guest on, so it'll be like a total blast. We love doing that. Today was kind of an off day. It's okay. That happens. So as we're waiting for... Okay, so I'll go put the guitar away. I think the musical interlude was... You got to hear my new Muff Pi, though. That was kind of fun. I'll be playing more, I'm sure. Yeah, Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi. That's what we need. We'll call it the Raspberry Pi and not the Muff Pi, because I think people always go, "What the heck is he playing? A Muff Pi? What the heck is that?" Yeah, so that's the cool thing. So it's a really heavy sound and it's a fuzz box. So that has that whole just real gritty. I love the grittiness of this thing. I played it all day last night. I just couldn't wait to play it. And it just is gritty and good. I absolutely love it. So I was reading a story by Billy from Smashing Pumpkins. And absolutely, I was just like, I got to go get this. It sounds amazing. So if you listen to some of, and that's exactly what I think Bush is actually playing. They're probably playing the same thing. It's definitely 90s. Definitely 90s. So my experience with different pedals, this is like the first one I've actually really owned, and I wasn't really into it. Yeah, no, it wasn't Bush, though. I was just messing around, trying to do a musical interlude while I was waiting for James. But I'll learn Gasoline to play with this, because I bet you it would sound awesome on this. So, but yeah, I've just really enjoyed picking up the guitar, the Axe again. It does sound a little different with my Strat. And then if you do different settings on it, so if you set it for rhythm, it kind of has a little different sound to it. And then also if you this doesn't have any, this is the clean channel, so if I add it to the gain, the dirty channel, which is the one where it's like heavy metal, already has distortion in it, completely different. It sounds like you add a little bit of overdrive, but I wouldn't use it for that. So yeah. So as we're waiting for James, is there any questions? Any questions that you guys have out there in the world? Yeah, that's awesome, man. Smashing Pumpkins is actually my sister's band, if I think about it. And then because she listened to it, I picked it up, and yeah, I totally just became a big fan. Saw him in oh, cool, right on. San Francisco's a cool. Did you live in San Francisco, Ron? San Francisco is so that's the town that I really definitely want to go to. I've been to San Jose, and I've never been to like the wharf or any of the other stuff. I went to San Jose for a IT conference once, so it was really fun. So I got about 10 minutes left, guys, before we take on out of here. We try to keep these shows to an hour. And just to let you guys know, I just keep bringing candy bars back, because that's what our dessert is for the day. I can't even keep. I'm going to start making pies or something. That's what I'm going to be doing. Oh, cool. Right on, Ron. See, what was your experience? Did you really? I've always wanted to go do that. I've always wanted to go and just hang out, do the Fisherman Wharf thing, go walk up, do the trolley rides, do, that prison that's Alcatraz. So, what was your thoughts? Did you like it? Anybody else who has any other questions, please feel free to join. Ask any questions. Like, I thought I was gonna go. I can go over a little bit of my gear. So, I went to lunch in Hard Rock Cafe. Oh, that's cool. Oh, right on. Saw Kiss. That's really cool. B-52s and Cheap Trick. Yeah, I remember Cheap Trick. B-52s. What was interesting about it? Was that like in 89, 90? I think that's when that was a really big deal. And I remember Cheap Trick touring with them. Ah, nice. Nice. Saw Cheap Trick and the B-52s in Syracuse. Very nice. 89. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I remember that being like, I think it's another one of those ones that my friends went down to Tucson to go see a concert there. And I think that's I was thinking my first concert, believe it or not, my first official amphitheater where it was like a big concert was Boyz II Men and TLC and Montel Jordan. And it's funny. Oh, very cool. Very cool, Ron. That's very cool. That's the one place I would love to just go to the fish market, which is the wharf stuff. I want to do Alcatraz. I went into San Jose. I just was at IT conference, so I couldn't do anything. San Jose is a really beautiful town. Lots of good food, lots of good food. Yeah, 89, man. It shows some of our ages, huh? That we're talking about stuff from 89. I absolutely love the music back then. I still am kind of, like if you think about the music that I listen to, I still am throwing on Anthrax. If you ask like Ben when we were in Jersey, like in the morning, I was, doing some old Anthrax essentials, the Anthrax essentials. That's what happens. Oh, wow. That's really cool, Ron. That is really cool. Yeah, I can't even imagine, man. Sounds just totally cool. I wish I was, I wish I could stay. The thing about any city that if you could stay a month, you probably would be like, I've seen everything this city has to provide. Usually when you go for like a week, you feel like you've been rushed. And it goes for like Europe too. You can't, I remember I used to live in England and you just can't seem to get all of the sites in unless you're doing at least like a couple weeks stay, at least. I know I rushed Paris. I've rushed, now I lived right outside London, so I've seen London several million times. Oh, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I have been playing guitar. I picked up a guitar when I was 14. And then and I'll show you a little bit about this. This is my baby. Oh, there he is. There he is. See if he got in. Let's see if we got him.
Yeah, I switched my phone because my computer just wouldn't turn back on.
Oh no! It had like an update thing.
What is going? I have no idea what's going on. I'm trying to plug it into elsewhere, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm just going to use my phone for the rest of it.
No worries, man. That's the cool thing about technology. You don't have to be restricted. So,
right.
Yeah. So I've been playing guitar since I was 14, which, if you do the math, that means I've been doing it for 33 years. But I mostly, I took a really big break when I had kids, and now that what's really inspired me is the whole band stuff. Us being involved with music again and talking music has really inspired me to pick it back up and just really go. I probably picked it up probably about a year ago again. And so now I'm trying to refurbish this guitar. So this is I'll show you my Ibanez. So this is my baby. This is the one that I got when I was 14 years old. Hopefully you can see a little bit of it. This is the guitar that I played I must have played this thing 6 or 7 hours a day when I was in high school. And I was, I got when you first learn guitar, just like I bet James it's difficult to learn how to do it.
Right.
So you're just practicing chords, you're practicing a lot of different things just to learn the essentials, 12 bar blues, what are notes, how to finger them, how to get your, the first time I remember seeing people, nowadays I can't even imagine, but when you first pick up the instrument, you're like, where do I put my fingers? And it's a lot of work to get just to the beginning part to where you can play something. It's a lot of pushing on where do I push? How do I push? And then once you start getting into it, it's just like anything else. It's like riding a bike. It's like anything. You have to just start practicing. I was playing 6 or 7 hours a day in high school. And then, then I got busy with life and kind of put it down. Didn't play as much. I did get the one other thing that I have my mom's Fender Strat, which is amazing guitar. Absolutely. I love it. My next guitar that I would like to get is a Les Paul. So that's the next big guitar that I'm going to get. And then probably upgrade I have a Marshall amp. I would like to get, I have a good Marshall amp. It's like loud, ready to go, but I'd like to get a couple more pedals and then maybe a bit bigger amp on it, like push it up. Yeah, that's the cool thing. Absolutely. Which is why we're doing this, honestly, James, right? The reason why because there's a whole lot of people on YouTube and people that want to be heard and found, and we want to talk to them. We want to get to know them. We want to get to know their music and then help them, maybe just like Brandon last week. He's been in a music, he was playing metal for a long time, kind of gone into a solo act. Or Dusty Bow. Dusty Bow was amazing. If you guys have a chance to go check out that was, he at the end plays a whole almost 5 or 6 songs. I just amazing guitarist as well as singer. So yeah, that's what we're all about here. Is we're all about trying to get up and coming musicians to let them, we want to interview them and then also show off their new music.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get them out there. So yeah, people that will, even if we haven't heard them ourselves, they kind of get them out there.
Yeah, and that's the coolest thing about it is that I had never heard of Dusty. Before YouTube and before we started doing this, I hadn't heard of Dusty Bow. Now I talk to him quite often. Super good friend of my sister's, but again, just awesome guy. Just totally an awesome guy.
What's up, Anthony?
Hey, what's going on, buddy? That is the one guy he is so supportive of my channel. I have totally appreciated that guy right there. Anthony. Yeah. That is totally, yeah. He's one of the first people that always likes one of my posts and it always makes you feel good. Him and Ron, I mean, just supportive of this community. And now we're going into the music community. So it's going to be huge and widespread and fun.
Yeah. I just actually got a notification the other day of Knotfest, which is Slipknot based.
Oh, I saw that.
Actually coming into, I think they're coming in October.
They are to Florida.
Yeah.
And who are they playing? They're playing with some really great bands too. Who are they playing with?
They're playing with I think Lamb of God is actually playing with them. So Lamb of God is definitely one of them. I forgot who else though. But
it was 4 or 5 really great bands.
Yeah, I forgot the whole lineup.
Yeah, it was good. I saw it. So that was my new thing is Loudwire. So you guys go check it out. Loudwire. If you're really into music and you want to get some information about music, Loudwire is the thing to go check out. And they have so much. I'm gonna go check out because he actually let's see, Slipknot. There was some really amazing bands in that lineup.
Even on Loudwire, even on the YouTube channel, they interview bands that they call it Wikipedia or not. So it's they do fact checks, to see if it's Wikipedia facts or if that's actually true facts. They interview like different band members or whatever, but I forgot who they've interviewed. I think
Slipknot. Who is this? Who is
um,
this?
oh, the Loudwire.
Oh, Loud. Yeah, they're actually who got. So they went out with Brandon's new single. That's how he put it out on their premiere through them. So Slipknot is playing with Faith No More, amazing band.
Wow.
Megadeth.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that one that you were talking about, that is not Gojira. Is it Gojira?
Gojira.
Gojira.
Yeah.
Let's see who else. No, nobody else I've ever heard of. Tech Nine, Lamb of God. Yeah, Tech Nine.
He's a like rapper.
Okay, Suicide Boys.
I've
Never heard of them. Yeah, Fever 333.
I heard they're good. I heard Fever 3 is pretty good.
Yeah, and then it's Knocked Loose, Turnstile. Can't even pronounce the other one. And then Vended. Those are like they always do that, where it's like big name, Slipknot. Go look at Slipknot. It's not fast. And then with Faith No More and Megadeth. And then you can't read the rest of the sentence, the rest of the bands, because their print got lost in the small print of the ad.
They're probably like obviously the opener band. So
you'll get one song, two songs. Yeah.
I think you're playing on Knotfest. I mean, that's a pretty good.
Are you gonna go?
It's actually on a Tuesday, so I'm definitely gonna be going. It's on a Tuesday. I think it's like October 19th or 17th, like second week or whatever is a Tuesday. That's when
the one that they're showing up in here. Slipknot is in Iowa in September.
Okay.
But yeah. Oh, here's another Slipknot with Kill Switch and Engage.
Yeah, that's another one. Let's go too.
Yeah, apparently this Knotfest is. Oh, okay. So there's different bands that are joining them along the stage, along the way. Yeah, there's something in Iowa. This person must just be somebody who knows them from Iowa. One of those. That's the one thing that's kind of a hard one. Slipknot, and then it'll be it's just some fan page. Yeah. Always. I've been tricked by that several times where you're like, oh, it's Slipknot, Iowa. Slipknot, Iowa. What the heck is that? Oh, some guy in Iowa who likes Slipknot. But if it had Faith No More, that is Ben's favorite band.
Yeah.
Ben Taft. Yeah. I the funny thing about it is that some of the old metal bands are still out there, still touring. But they tour casinos. That's what happens to you. Slowly just your dimension, like, hey, we saw Cinderella like in 2019.
Small venue.
Yeah, like in like a casino somewhere, in like that's what happens is you get to go, but they're still making money and they're still, still fun. It's interesting to find. What do you think about that? So there's the bands that hit something at one time. They're still producing albums, but the only ones they're not being played by anybody. Like they're just like they're done. They haven't produced anything that anything that's hit top 40 in 20 years, some of them. But they're still producing them. I always thought about that. I was always like, I guess you got to produce the music. It's still probably making some money, but your day is over. What's going to happen to you? Yeah, it's interesting. Van Halen. Van Halen and who else was it? Motley Crue has some albums out, and there's nothing wrong with their newer albums nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah.
Lamb of God, that's one of your favorite bands, right?
Oh yeah. I would see them every day if I could.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I listen to them. I still think I really like their sound. They have a really good sound. It's still really a good, it's still heavier. It's into that, like, not screamo, but still pretty good. It's great music.
What's funny is like Randy Bly, the singer. He's actually a punk guy. He's into punk. He's like when he first started out, he was more in the punk scene. He didn't really like metal. And what was funny is like how he got his scream. When people, when he learned how to do his vocals and stuff like that, it was like a joke. Like somebody had like asked them to do something as a joke or something like that, and he did like the growl, metal growl, or stuff like that, and they were like, "Oh
Right.
my god!" Like so, it really like all his whole kind of come up really was kind of like a joke. It turned into something awesome. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, he grew up a lot in punk.
That's cool. Do you know who also was a punk band? I think was it Nirvana? No, I was thinking Beastie Boys was kind of a punk band before they.
Yeah,
Yeah, kind of but not like. Or was Nirvana? I thought Nirvana's early stuff was all punk too.
I haven't heard of like the really early stuff.
Yeah, I think I was talking to Gary about that. He's a big Nirvana fan.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. And he was telling me, I think that he told me his first albums were like punk, like just totally punk driven. So yeah, punk is actually, I think it was a movement and now it's music, but it's definitely, it's definitely goes along. You used to go hand in hand with those. And I didn't really get into the movement, the punk
I
movement.
got into like a little bit. I started listening to, I think because other people that I worked with or whatever listened to punk. And I got into it like a little bit. A few bands, Pennywise, NoFX, Rancid. Rancid was a good one that I listened to. And then like Suicidal Tendencies and stuff like that.
Suicidal Tendencies, and then some of the older stuff like Sid whatever his name was. Sid Nasty, is that his name?
Sid Vicious.
Sid Vicious, yeah.
Yeah.
So I used to listen to The Clash. But
Okay.
a lot of the stuff I didn't, it's like that was old 80s stuff. And then my stepson is really into hardcore.
Okay.
So it's almost like, I think when I listen to his music, it sounds like screamo music and I can't figure out the difference. It's like maybe it was root was punk, and that'd be a good question for Gary because he could probably answer it. But I don't know what the difference is. I'm like, okay, like different audiences, but if you're listening to it musically, it's like this is the same music. I don't understand what the difference is with this one. So it's just interesting.
Especially I think some of it's more like, I guess you can tell like some of it's more like rhythmic, like it's more faster. Okay, I think you can kind of listen to a different, like a metal band or a metal song and kind of a punk band, and you can kind of get more of like a different vibe. You can tell a difference a little bit by how it sounds, and by the voice. I mean, sometimes you can tell by the voice as well or the lyrics.
Right. Well, that's the other thing. You're right. The lyrics are a little different because they're usually talking like hardcore is very rebellious and they're talking about taking on the system and the government being wrong, and where metal, you're normally not having that message. It's more, something else.
I think Lamb of God kind of did that a little bit in their few early days. I think one or two albums that they did political stuff. Like their early band before they started Lamb of God was actually called Burn the Priest. Funny enough. And that was more like, that was kind of punk driven as well, along with the metal. Before they got into like the Lamb of God, where they kind of went kind of full metal with that. But Burn the Priest is more like a speed kind of like punky type feel to it. You get it, but it was more like political as well.
Yeah, I think that my experience with punk is it's always that it's kind of trying to drive that. You know who also was like that? I was thinking Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, I like them too.
Yeah, Rage. Yeah, you just can't. I still to this day remember the first time I heard the first Rage Against the Machine song, and I was just like, this is a great band.
I watched the video where they played like in like this, I don't know if it was like a carnival or like just this little like this area festival thing in like a park, and I think they either played Bulls on Parade or they played oh my god, I forgot the other song. Oh man, but they didn't have lyrics.
Shells. Pocket full of shells. Yeah.
It was Bulls on Parade or
it's not the name of the song.
And it's my favorite song. Anyway, like they were playing just the instrumental. They didn't have lyrics for the song.
Right.
And it was funny, like listening to it because you can kind of put the lyrics with it before it even was lyrics, you know.
That was, and they were, like my friend always said, you had to understand their band because they were just about. Of course, I put in rage.
The killing in the name of.
That's exactly it. Yeah. So it's the killing in the name of. That's exactly killing in the name.
And then.
And then there was only those two songs were the ones that got big hits, and then there was like a bunch of other songs. Yeah, if you go look at their top, it's always like a Guerrilla Radio. That's another one. I remember that one. And Testify.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Testify was the other one that I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, they came out in 90. Yeah. It shows us how old we are, man. Well, anybody have any questions? We got Ron hanging in here with us, hanging out. I always liked that. All I wanted was a Pepsi.
That was I like that song.
That's hilarious.
But
we got Ron hanging out. I'm going to tell you that I will tell you a little bit about Jersey. Jersey was a total blast. That it's funny because I did, and this is the one point that everybody says, and I'm sure that me and James are the same, is that when you meet I was expecting, we talk a lot, James, and we do live streams together and stuff. And I think that you have this experience with other people on the internet that they're not who they're going to be. And then because we talk in the green room, we talk outside of here, people are exactly who they are the same way in real life. So there was zero difference between hanging out with them on the internet and in the green rooms and stuff than it was seeing and hanging out in real life. Other than, other than I'm a lot fatter.
You always see like right here.
Like you can only see here. If you saw my fat gut, you'd be like, nobody was expecting that one, were you? You weren't expecting like. That's where I hold all of my weight is right in my gut. So it's just funny because you wouldn't expect that. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, do you know who's Ben was the thinnest. So it's just funny. Ben, I would expect to be the thinnest because he has a job where he's outside working all the time. And the rest of us, they're like me and Ken and Gary are like, we sit behind cube TV or computers all day.
Who was the tallest, Joe?
What?
Who was the tallest? Joe?
Joe by far, like be a good 4 or 5 inches over everybody else.
Damn.
Yeah.
I think you might be calling me too because I'm 6'2". I think he's like 6'4".
He is 6'4". He's a tall dude. Yeah. And it was interesting because he gets around fairly easy, which I thought I was worried about him a lot. But he would tell me, like, we went on an escalator. He's like, my balance is completely messed up now because now he's like moving on an escalator downstairs.
Right.
So his like equilibrium was all messed up. He's like, so it was raining the entire time, which is perfect for a guy from Arizona, but not perfect for a guy who's like everybody else is like, oh, this sucks. We can't go to the beach and stuff and go to the Jersey Shore. And I'm just like, pretty good for a guy who came down from Arizona when it was 105 and now it's 50.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like 56.
It really was. It was like 50 degrees. Like, what are you gonna do with 50 degrees? It was horrible.
Everybody's wearing sweaters, but like wearing shorts as well.
I know. I'm like, hey, this is perfect. And then the food was amazing. We went with Healthy Bearded to J. Cruz. We went to a Colombian restaurant that was phenomenal. We had hibachi. We had the infamous tailored ham / pork roll sandwich. We had that. You know what? The sad thing is that it's okay. I know they love it. I was like, okay, it's okay. It was like no big thing to me. Now I know Ron. It's a Jersey thing. I know. I will say this, that I didn't think that it was that big of a deal.
Ham and egg sandwich is about it.
Yeah, it was like, and it was actually more like fried bologna.
Oh, okay.
Like that's what it was. It reminded me of, like fried bologna. I was like, oh, it's great. Yeah, it's good. I was like, I think, and then we had pizza with J. Cruz, and that pizza was to die for. It was like Italian, like homemade crust. Everything was, yeah, just so good. I always go in with the idea like, hey, what is your best thing here? And I want to get that. What do you think, waitress, is the best thing that you guys serve? And that's what I was after. So I got that and an eggplant rotella. It was really good. Yeah, really good. Came with a lot of food, and I had to give a lot to J. Cruz. Came like with like this huge plate, like this size came out, and then they had a side thing of pasta with Zeta noodles. I'm like, I can't eat any of this. Like, there's like 2 plates of food here that are like massive.
Oh my
Like,
god.
yeah, it was way too much food. And then we had a pizza that we bought because it was like the special pizza from this place. It's like, hey, this is what we're known for. So we can't go not have that.
Can't be good not having.
Yeah, the thing that you're known for.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had that. It was really good though. It was super good. It was good to hang. You know what it is it was just good to hang out with some friends and get out of town.
Oh yeah,
It's like just have no worries.
I wish I could do a weekend like that. You know what I'm saying? Just have a couple days. I know I'm for like just like a couple hours, but just having that like the couple hours is just like refreshing. You're like you need it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just so positive, and you feel like so good afterwards.
Yeah, Ron's exactly right. It's a Jersey thing. They like really get into it. I was like, is this lack of food? Just kidding, Jersey, Ron. It's a lack of good food here. No, actually, it was good. It wasn't like bad. It's just I was like, okay, I don't understand the hype over it though, because I was But when you grow up in Jersey, I'm sure that's what you eat with a lot of your breakfast meals. So it's like you grow up with this stuff. It's everywhere,
right?
Where I'd be like, yeah, I've never had it before, and I'll probably never eat it again because you can't get it here in Arizona. Right. Yeah, you can't even. I tried to order it. I was like, hey, I'd like to order it, and it's like you can't even get it here. So anyway, we are dwindling down, my friend.
Another little like rock news kind of thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Speaking of Kitty, I saw this actually today, and actually, I guess they're one of the inductees in Canada, in the London Hall of Fame.
Oh.
So I guess one of the brewing companies, I think it's called Anderson Ale Brewing Company, are actually, along with other bands, are putting those bands that are inducted into the Hall of Fame on the actual labels of the beer.
Oh, that's cool. Right on. Yeah, so they'll have the Kitty label on there. Yeah, nice.
They showed Morgan and Mercedes like holding the can of beer, and it had her, the sister, Trish Doan, and Tara McLeod on the can. It said 2000 Kitty 2010 or something like that, which I thought was really cool.
That is really cool. And the fact that, this is the cool part about this show is that we got to talk to Morgan, and Tanya. So, yeah, just really cool that we were both able to talk to 2 people that like were rocking it and end up in the Rock Hall of Fame. How cool is that?
I told the owner, Willie Wizard, because he's up there in Canada. I go, hey, I'll send you the money.
Just no doubt.
Send me a case of beer. He sent me that case of beer. So I can't order it because it's just a Canada thing. You can only pick it up, or if you're local, other than that, you're just you're out of luck. so
I'll pay you. Get it over the border.
Probably gonna be like $50.
I'll fly there. And take a bench with me.
It's probably gonna be like $50, but whatever. We'll see if we can make it happen.
How cool is that, though? Honestly, how cool is that? Kitty, that's the one thing is you think about rock groups from Canada, and Kitty definitely comes to mind. There's a few others, who's the biggest one that is always touring? Oh, who is it? Rush? Is Rush Canadian?
I'm not sure.
I thought Rush was Canadian. But maybe they're not, but I thought they were Canadian. But yeah. Okay, so That's cool, man. So a beer with their logo on it. That is so
And
cool.
the other bands that are obviously inducted as well, they're on the can as well. So
Oh,
like
really?
each can will have a different band. I forget. I don't know the band names,
cool.
but it's not like all Kitty. Like it's like Kitty and a couple other like Canadian bands that they probably toured with or played with or whatever. And I think they played with around
Isn't
that
that
time.
cool? Isn't that
So,
cool?
yeah.
That is really cool. Yeah.
Or they played in Canada. I mean, I'd have to look up the band names or the bands themselves, but nothing like comes to mind like I recognize. But I think it's just really cool. It shows like the year. It shows the picture of the band.
Yeah, I thought Russia is
whatever.
Canadian. Yeah, Russia is Canadian.
Yeah. Okay.
That's cool. Yeah, I knew there were some other ones that were in there. So that is so cool, man. That is really cool. And we got to talk to Morgan.
Yeah.
And Kanya. That's so cool. Yeah, very cool times. Yeah, I love the fact that that'll be cool. We should go get that and then definitely have our claim to fame. We talked to these people and they're in the Rock and Hall of Fame in Canada.
Oh yeah.
It's very cool. Be proud. Be proud.
Fair
anyway, it is 6:21 and my time, 9:21 your guys' time, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that you have how is your family doing? How is your girlfriend doing? She was, as we all know, we've talked about.
I saw her before yeah, she's doing good. She's in spirits, but she's still hurting a little bit, but I mean, she's healing little by little, so that's all that matters, and kind of just going forward little by little instead of backwards. So that's all we can hope for.
That's what matters. That's what matters. Mm-hmm. Keep everybody else out there, keep healthy. We totally appreciate anybody who watches this in the future. Mm-hmm. This was a hodgepodge one, but we had fun. So we'll probably do this again when we don't have a band. We'll just sit and hang and have fun and talk to our viewers. So it was fun.
Get my computer. I'm like, what the heck? I'm like,
2 weeks in a row. Yeah, 2 weeks in a row, the computer just takes a dump in the middle of the.
I'm using my phone. I'm like, I'm not gonna get him go solo. I'm using my phone.
I was like playing an intro. I don't know if you knew that. I was playing like intro music. I turned on my guitar, played for a little bit. So they have like an intro music or like intermediate music. Like we're waiting for intermission. It's intermission. We're waiting for James to come back.
We're started with the light. Like the light started flickering. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I plug it in and they work again. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then like the computer started doing, it's freezing that I couldn't hear. And I'm like, y'all can hear me, but I can't hear anybody. And I'm like, I'm just gonna restart it. And it restarted. Like hit the restart, and like I hit the power button, and it just wouldn't come on. So I don't know if it's just the battery or what. I need to get a new battery or what. So
well, maybe it's that time to. Best Buy sells good computers. I'll tell you that. Okay, guys, we will all talk to you later. James, it was good hanging out with you tonight, buddy.
Fun.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again. We'll do it again next week. We have a band next week. I think that it is Dennis from Bat Farm.
Nice. Bat Farm.
So it should be pretty cool. We'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a good night and stay safe.
Later, guys. See you, Nick. See you, Ron.